We've got Phineas joining us.
Thanks
Phineas.
for letting me take up time in your day.
100%. Absolutely. But before we get into it, I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
What have you got against beetroot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple jump. Yeah.
I tried to make this clear. I tweeted in the thing that I have nothing against beetroot. Beets are great. Everywhere else in the world we call them beets. In Australia it's beetroot.
Beetroot.
They're great. They're just not great on everything all the time.
What was it on? That surprises me.
It's just like when you go somewhere in Australia, they're like, here's this thing, and then like a little surprise, they like chucked a beet on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like a burger, a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, I had a beet burger yesterday that was like a beetroot burger, which was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, oftentimes you get some dish and there's just like a bunch of beet on it.
Okay.
I don't know what you'd compare it to, but it's like, it's like somebody being like, putting like mayonnaise on everything. Like there's stuff that mayonnaise is great on, and then there's stuff where you're like, why is there mayonnaise on this?
Not everything needs a beetroot garnish.
Yeah.
You know what? It got me thinking. I was like, I wonder if, because we've had certain vegetables be affected by floods and climate, so maybe they're just compensating. They're like, we've got so much beetroot.
I'm sure that's true. I also think that like there's regionalities. Like I think Americans don't realize that like we're very ketchup obsessed. Like the rest of the world does not need ketchup as much as Americans do. Like the amount of times you're like, where's ketchup? Like internationally, and they're like, they look at you like no one's ever needed ketchup for this food
they'll
item.
have just like one communal tomato sauce bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Phineas, are these your debut Australian shows as Phineas?
Yeah, the only other time I've played under my own name was Billie played some side shows when she was here for Groove in the Moo.
Yeah.
In 2019, and I opened for 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
So that was the only other time.
Yeah, and it hasn't been long between drinks, of course, when you were here for the Billie tour last year. So
I know.
It's good.
Came right back.
Yeah. So it's been good to have you back. How's it been kind of playing these? You've had Laneway Festival Brisbane, and then you've also done an intimate show at the Metro Theatre in Sydney.
That was super fun too.
How do you approach those different settings? Because they're so different.
Well, they're slightly different lengths. The Laneway set's like 45 minutes, and then the headliner I can do about an hour.
Yeah.
And so I just cut all the down tempo for the festival set to keep it action heavy. So that's really the only difference. Yeah.
I got to say, I kind of wish we were speaking after your set today because
you wanted me to be more sweaty, more out of breath.
I want you to be haggard.
Yeah.
No. But only because the set just does seem so high energy. You bring that multi-instrumentation to the stage and different levels as well. You've got like a parkour element. Like, what for you goes into creating this set list and this live show?
I think it's, I try to be I feel like everybody who sees a lot of shows has seen a set that's like not super it's pretty frustrating to me, not in every case, but when I go see an artist that I love and they play only new material or only the new album they're trying to promote or something, because oftentimes the reason I'm there is some song that's 6 years old that I love so much. So I care, like, to me the thing I would most want is that somebody who's liked my music for 5 years or whatever feels really sort of satisfied by the set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try not. I think the funny thing is for musicians, the stuff you want to play the most is like the newest, freshest thing you just wrote. So I empathize, but for an audience, I want the audience to be happy. So
you gotta win them over. You gotta please the people. Yeah. In Brisbane Laneway, you gave someone a guitar pick. Tell me that story. Did they have a sign or? At
Brisbane, I don't know if I saw something. There was a drumstick sign, and I know Andrew tossed a stick to them. But I was trying to. I have sort of a reservoir of picks that I've used enough that I'm not going to use them again because they're kind of worn.
Yep.
And if you like frisbee them, you can really get them far.
Yeah.
Because if you just kind of throw a pick, it's like paper. It doesn't get far. But if you flick it, so I got one that I saw go like, and like disappear. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah. And that kind of means a little something to you, being gifted a guitar pick.
Yeah, when I was 11, it was really like the first sort of rock show I'd ever seen. I went and saw Green Day play a venue called the Forum in Los Angeles. I got given probably a bass pick from Mike Darrant, the bassist. And I was like holding it. And I remember that was a real aha moment in my life as an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Being like, I need to go home and play music.
Wow.
And I didn't know how to play guitar or bass, so having the pick incentivized me to learn how to play an instrument.
Well, this person who received the pick at Brisbane Laneway tweeted and said, "You've changed the trajectory of my life."
That's a very sweet thing to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if I've been any part in that, just, I'm very honored.
Yeah. Although they're going to be at home playing Smoke on the Water, their neighbor's going to be like, "Screw you."
I've ruined their life. So funny.
So I feel like you can't come to Australia and do an interview without being asked about the bad guy sample,
the crosswalk
with the traffic
sound?
lights. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that, but what I do want to talk to you about is collecting sounds.
Sure.
I'm wondering, have you been able to do any of that yet, or what was the
On
last
this run?
thing? Yeah, or the last thing you recorded into your phone?
The last thing I recorded in my phone was Ricky, who's one of my closest friends, who on this run is playing in my outfit.
Yeah.
Was just making our van driver laugh really hard on the way home from the show last night.
Yeah.
He was killing. We had a van driver who Ricky, what was the van driver's name that wasn't metal? He was like, yeah, he was like, I'm Steven or something, or George, like some sort of like textbook name. And he goes, but everybody calls me metal.
Oh,
and we
that's
were like,
great. Yeah.
And he was a sweet guy and great driver, and we just talked to him, and Ricky was killing it. So I just recorded that thing because I wanted to remember it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be something here, Fred Again-esque, taking that laughter, putting it into...
beautiful.
Yeah, and then the laughter, and it's metal, and... I did see you side of stage at Fred Again.
I watched like pretty much everybody yesterday. I had a great time.
I did use 100 Gex as well.
Gex and Phoebe and Chaim, and I had a blast.
Yeah. I do want to talk about Fred Again, though, because I feel like there are some similarities with you in collecting sounds and found sounds. What do you think of his production?
If you're saying there's similarities, I'm very honored. I think Fred Again's incredible, and I love his approach to making music. And I definitely agree with, every time I see him talk, I agree. Like, I'm very drawn to sort of the artifacts and random sounds and dialogue and stuff. And I think I have sort of, to your point about collecting sounds, I feel like for a long time I was like the sound effect guy. A match lighting, or the sound of fireworks or rain or something like that, or a crosswalk. And I feel like, to me now, the most interesting thing is like little samples of human interaction. Wow. And so that's exactly what Fred's doing. So in that sense, I'm just trying to be as cool as him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And how much writing do you get done? Because obviously we got
on the road
in 2021. You're working on Billie's stuff.
Yeah.
You've been like, God, you're busy, relentlessly touring.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Do you write much on the road?
It's typically no.
Yeah.
The songs that come of being on the road generally are a little mundane, and they're, I'm in a hotel room again, I'm playing a show again. It's just not very interesting.
Yeah.
But occasionally, and on this run, we just were in a recording studio for a day. I'm helping make some music for a TV show, doing like the score of a show. So me and Aaron and Ricky were in the studio working on that.
Great.
But that's like outside of songwriting. It was just sort of instrumental pieces, but fun to be creative.
Can you say what show?
Sure, yeah. I'm helping make the music for Dave, the new season of Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hectic.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people contributing music to it. It's by no means just me, but I'm having a great time doing it.
That's awesome. And is there anything else coming up potentially?
It's knowledge, but Billie and I are writing away, just making a ton of music, and it's very kind of her to let me take a 2-week break from writing and recording with her to come back down under and do 2 shows. Yeah.
I know that you love outdoor festivals as well.
I also love Laneway. I'm just a big fan of Laneway.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're so glad that you're here. You mentioned that you went and saw a stack of artists yesterday in Brisbane.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you're keen to see?
Well, yeah, my go-to answer. I didn't get to see Slow Tie yesterday, so I want to see Slow Tie. And the other one I desperately want to see is Turnstile, which is not today, but the next 3 days.
Yeah, okay, cool. Awesome.
Can't wait.
I would also recommend, if you can get down to the festival early, to see Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Because she has one of the best voices you'll ever hear.
I love it.
Yeah.
I actually, Jacqueline, I was made aware back in September, right? Didn't they win?
Yeah, Triple J Unearthed High.
Yeah. And they were like super young,
yes,
right?
like 15, 16.
Yeah, beautiful voice. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's on your list as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just about everything.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Phineas. Yay.